so in love with you.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at the most wholesome movie moments that will have you bawling with tears. Look out for spoilers.
Elena? What's wrong, Mika?
Nothing, Mama.
Number 20. The Proposal. Crazy Rich Asians.
Rachel! Stay there!
I'm gonna go look for some extra blankets.
Rachel spends most of the movie trying to prove her love for Nick, but thinking his family won't accept her, she decides to walk away.
You will never be enough.
Fortunately, Nick's mother comes to her senses and gives him her blessing. While airplane proposals are nothing new for rom-coms, this scene is adorably awkward. You might think their big moment is being interrupted.
Oh, yeah, right behind you.
But the truth is that this is their big moment.
Sorry, dude. Give me a second. When the sun hits the horizon, I get down on one knee.
Our heroine realizes that she's right where she's supposed to be, because Nick belongs wherever Rachel is. And so it's Rachel's turn to feel like she's worth fighting for. It's a scene designed to get you teary-eyed. But since it's all happy tears, we're not complaining.
Will you marry me? And make me the happiest man in this world?
Yes, she will marry you!
Yes!
Number 19. Define Dancing. WALLE. WALLE is about a lonely robot who just wants to be loved. After finding the object of his affection in Eve, he isn't willing to let her go. While drifting in space, he provides the seedling Eve needs to complete her mission. The latter's thank you kiss kickstarts their romance. Viewers have seen WALLE in his pitifully isolated life, so watching the protagonist experience a moment of happiness is incredibly rewarding. Bolstered by a beautiful melody, we feel the same sense of elation as WALLE and Eve. Even if you've never felt it before, these two show us what it's like to fall in love. And what better place than among the stars? Number 18. Growing Old With You. The Wedding Singer. Adam Sandler's comedies might be a touch too slapstick, but the heartwarming elements usually make up for this slight shortcoming. The Wedding Singer arguably contains his most swoon-worthy scene. Learning Julia's close by, Robbie has the entire plane crew, and Billy Idol, help make this an unforgettable moment.
The Mile High guy is Glenn. They're on this plane.
No way!
Although she has much love to give, Julia never received love in return. Until now.
It could be so nice growing old with you.
Robbie's song eschews the usual declaration of love, focusing instead on how he plans to spend each day with her for the rest of their lives. It's a delightfully unconventional piece that makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Being the man who grows old with you.
By the end, Julia's pretty much speechless, and honestly, we feel the same way.
That was the most beautiful song.
I got a confession to make. That song was about you.
Number 17. MJ chooses Peter. Spider-Man 2. Carrying great responsibility requires great sacrifice, but heroes deserve happiness too.
There are bigger things happening here than me and you.
Although Mary Jane finds out he's Spider-Man, Peter keeps her at arm's length for her safety. However, the latter makes her own decision in the end. Running out on her wedding and at Peter's doorstep, MJ reminds him that she has a choice too, and she chooses him.
Had to do what I had to do.
Mary Jane.
Peter. I can't survive without you.
By this point in the series, we've seen Peter withstand one tragedy after another. But for once, things work out in our protagonist's favor. With MJ accepting him for who he is, the two sides of Peter's life become one. It's a wonderful reminder that sometimes it's the hero who needs saving, and MJ is the one to do it.
Go get him, Tiger.
Number 16. You Complete Me, Jerry Maguire.
Hello? Hello? I'm looking for my wife.
Easily among the most quotable movies, Jerry Maguire saves the best one for last.
I'm not letting you get rid of me. How about that?
After obsessing over his career, the titular character realizes his estranged wife Dorothy is far more important. Grand declarations of love aren't his specialty, but for all the trips and stumbles he makes during his speech, you can tell he truly wants her to give him another chance.
You complete me. And I just had...
Shut up. Just shut up. You had me at hello.
Dorothy's silence makes the scene, as the character's heart practically melts before Jerry's words. Of course, he'd won her over the second he arrived. It might be slightly over-sentimental, but it also manages to feel absolutely authentic.
I love you.
Number 15. Love in the Rain, Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Hello, cat.
We spend most of this rom-com amused by Holly Golightly's antics. However, this is how she hides her inherent fear of commitment. Despite Paul confessing his feelings, Holly can't overcome her issues. Releasing their pet cat in the pouring rain is an uncharacteristically cruel move.
This ought to be the right kind of place for a tough guy like you. Garbage cans, rats galore. Scram! I said take off! Beat it!
But just when it seems it's over, our protagonist comes to her senses.
Where's the cat?
I don't know.
Romantic comedies always find ways to build up to that big kiss. Breakfast at Tiffany's gives us one of the best. Recovering the cat represents Holly's decision to give love a chance. After worrying about her future for so long, she finally stops being afraid. And Holly and Paul's kiss makes us weak in the knees. Number 14. Amanda returns to Graham, The Holiday.
Do you have a good holiday, miss?
Yeah. Great. Maybe the best ever.
Part of Amanda's story arc is that she can't cry, so you just know the film will circle back to this.
Moving on.
She and Graham have a holiday romance, and everything about them fits perfectly. Everything except the fact that they live continents apart. After deciding she can't return his feelings, Amanda is on her way back to America, leaving Graham in Europe. And cue the waterworks. Realizing her love for Graham has made her feel something for the first time in years, Amanda knows he's the one. Is it a bit cheesy? Sure, but do we care? No.
Turn around! Turn around and go back, please!
Amanda practically explodes with joy sprinting in the snow. Their reunion might be predictable, but the scene's execution deserves a chef's kiss. Number 13. Annie and Hallie realize they're sisters. The Parent Trap. Annie and Hallie look exactly the same, but it sure takes a while before they figure out why. But their true reunion is worth the wait. Forced together, the former rivals realize they have a lot in common. So much so that they begin to suspect they might even share parents.
Want one? Oh, sure, I love Oreos. At home, I eat them with peanut butter. You do? That is so weird. So do I. You're kidding.
It helps that they each have one half of a photo which, when put together, reveals that they are twins. Realizing they're sisters puts their lives in perspective. Annie and Hallie always felt something was missing. Now they have all the answers right in front of them.
And you and I are like sisters. Sisters. Hallie, we're like twins.
In pure Disney fashion, the accompanying soundtrack completes this moment, and you'll be smiling through tears before you know it.
I just don't know what to say. What's that you're holding? My locket. I got it when I was born. It has an H on it. I got mine when I was born too, except mine has an A on it.
Number 12. Jamal and Latika reunite. Slumdog Millionaire. Jamal and Latika's childhoods were defined by struggle. They are destined to be together, but fate keeps them apart. It takes going on $1 million game show and winning, just so Jamal can talk to her again.
I knew you'd be watching.
I thought we'd meet again only in death.
Fortunately for the protagonists, this finally brings them together again, having once been separated at a train station. It's fitting that one is the setting of their reunion. Thanks to Danny Boyle's directorial brilliance, this scene hits all the right notes. With a beautiful melody ringing in our ears, we watch the pair find their way back to each other. They have a whole life to look forward to, but at this moment, time itself seems to stop. Number 11. Tony hugs Peter, Avengers Endgame. The final battle against Thanos ends in heartbreak for fans of Iron Man.
And I am Iron Man.
But we do get one scene that fans will forever cherish. Tony and Peter's relationship begins in uncertain circumstances, but ultimately evolves into a father-son dynamic. After watching the latter die in his arms years ago, Tony can't believe his eyes when Peter returns.
And I must have passed out because I woke up and you were gone, but Dr. Strange was there, right? And he was like, "It's been 5 years, come on, they need us." And then he started doing the yellow sparkly thing that he does all the time. What are you doing?
They're in the heat of battle, but Tony lets his protege know he loves him, perfectly contrasting with all the destruction around them. It reminds us of what Tony is fighting for. It's also a payoff to years' worth of storytelling, as Peter receives the approval he's always wanted. Their reunion is painfully short-lived, but we'll always have this embrace to remember this duo by.
Oh, this is nice.
Number 10. Family Dance, Little Miss Sunshine.
Olive Hoover!
The Hoover family doesn't have the greatest time during their road trip. Between their grandfather's death, financial issues, and deep-rooted personal problems, there's a lot to unpack. However, the finale creates that spark of unity they desperately need. Youngest child Olive's pageant performance creates anger and condemnation from the audience and officials, but the family ignores demands that she be stopped. Instead, they join her on stage.
Hey, let's go, my daughter! Just let her finish!
And just like that, all seems right in the world. They may spend most of their time arguing, but that doesn't mean they don't love each other. Although they still have many problems to face, this delightfully silly number solidifies the family's bond. After all, the family that dances together stays together. Number 9. The Richest Man in Town, It's a Wonderful Life. Just about every scene in this holiday classic drips with heartfelt sentiment. Even if you're good at holding your emotions, you'll be tearing up at the end. When George Bailey feels unloved and at a loss, his guardian angel takes him on a journey of self-discovery.
How am I doing, Joseph? Thanks.
George discovers he has everything he's always needed, and he has made a difference to so many. It wouldn't be a holiday movie without a grand finish, and George is in for a surprise. Surrounded by his loved ones, he appreciates the gift of life. We'd say it's hard to put into words, but George's brother has this covered.
Dear Ernie, a toast to my big brother George, the richest man in town.
Because it isn't about wealth or riches. It's knowing you are where you belong and are loved for being there.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. That's right.
Number 8. Rocky's Victory, Rocky II. The Rocky series is the ultimate underdog story, and who doesn't love an underdog? While the first entry ends with a moral victory for the protagonist, he does one better in the sequel.
Get him!
Come on.
Refusing to break under Apollo Creed's vicious attacks, Rocky is in it to win. Fans have their hearts in their throats when both boxers go down. But when it's all said and done, our hero stands tall. The wild scenes make you feel like you're in the arena as well, as the roof blows off in celebration. Although Rocky's hand is raised, it feels like everyone is a winner during this moment. To top it off, Rocky signs off with the words now immortalized in cinematic history.
Yo, Adrian! I did it!
Number 7. Harry professes his love, when Harry met Sally.
Might never be cross or try to be boss.
Taking place across 12 years, this film's timeline traces Harry's character development. Having Sally in his life changes him from a perpetual cynic to a believer in true love. He finally lets his heart do the talking at a New Year's Eve party.
I've been doing a lot of thinking. And the thing is, I love you.
What?
I love you.
How do you expect me to respond to this?
How about you love me too?
Instead of big words or a drawn-out speech, it's how simple Harry keeps it that seals the deal. He doesn't love her just because of how she makes him feel, but because of who she is. Listing down everything that makes Sally Sally, Harry knows that he can't ever love anyone else. As far as hitting us in the feels goes, this scene's impact is of the highest order.
I love that you get cold when it's 71 degrees out. I love that it takes you an hour and a half to order a sandwich. I love that you get a little crinkle above your nose when you're looking at me like I'm nuts. I love that after I spend a day with you, I can still smell your perfume on my clothes. And I love that you are the last person I want to talk to before I go to sleep at night.
Just like Sally, you'll be smiling and crying during their final embrace.
What does this song mean? My whole life, I don't know what this song means.
Number 6. Oh Captain, My Captain, Dead Poets Society.
I said leave, Mr. Keating.
Fired under false pretenses, English teacher John Keating is about to leave school for good. Standing on their desks, the boys he's inspired give him a send-off that lets him know he has made a difference in their lives.
Oh, Captain, my captain. Sit down, Mr. Anderson. You hear me? Sit down. Sit down!
The system might have won the battle, but Keating's boys hold on to the lessons he's taught them.
Sit down! All of you! I want you seated! Sit down! Leave, Mr. Keating!
Although it's not the traditional happy ending that many would have wanted, the scene is deeply impactful. Within the context of the film, the boys' defiance means the world. Keating gets to leave with his head held high, and we're all here for it.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
Number 5. Hagrid Returns to Hogwarts, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Sorry I'm late.
Every Harry Potter fan wants to go to Hogwarts, and this scene is a prime example of why. The uplifting music, spirit of camaraderie, and euphoria of Hermione's return can't be topped. Or so you think, but then Hagrid returns and our hearts skip a beat.
The owl that delivered my release papers got all lost and confused.
The moment is fan service at its best, as the characters say what we're all probably thinking. Thanks to Harry, everyone's favorite gentle half-giant gets the respect he deserves.
If it hadn't been for you, Harry, and Ron, and Hermione, of course, I would, I'd still be you-know-where, so I'd just like to say thanks.
It's not just a victory lap, it's a celebration of their love and friendship. Fans are reminded of what Hogwarts is all about.
There's no Hogwarts without you, Hagrid.
It isn't just a school, it's a place to call home. Unless you're a party pooper like Malfoy, that is. Number 4. Family Reunion, The Impossible. Focusing on the Bennett family's trials in the aftermath of the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, The Impossible is an absolute tearjerker.
There's Lucas!
Separated during the destruction, the film depicts the family members' attempts to reunite. Every scene will tear you to pieces. However, the finale finally gives us a reason to smile. Against all odds, the family manages to find each other, culminating in an emotional roller coaster for the ages. The massive loss of life can't be overstated or forgotten, but watching the Bennetts' moment of familial bliss does remind us that happiness and hope aren't too far away. Dad! So make sure you have a box of tissues before watching this film.
I'm sorry. David did! No.
Actually, make that about 5. Number 3. Miguel sings to Coco. Coco.
Mama Coco, please, don't forget him.
After his adventure with the land of the dead, Miguel desperately needs his great-grandmother to remember her father, Hector.
Your papa? He wanted you to have this.
Mama, wait.
Remember me.
The latter's fate is tied to his daughter, as Hector will fade away unless Coco preserves his memory. Now knowing the importance of Remember Me, Miguel plays the song.
Remember me, though I have to travel far. Remember me, each time you hear a sad guitar.
His gamble pays off as the frail and elderly Coco stirs, harking back to the time she'd shared with her beloved father. Many decades since they'd last seen each other, Coco and Hector's love shines through with this ballad. That moment, etched in time, brings the family together across life and death. Tears are pretty much guaranteed when Pixar's involved.
My papa used to sing me that song.
He loved you, Mama Coco. Your papa loved you so much.
This scene represents the best the studio has to offer in this area. Number 2. Coronation, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Now come the days of the king.
The Return of the King's epic scale makes it hard not to get a catch in the throat watching Middle-earth in all its majestic glory. Still, a beautiful moment of peace is what takes the breath away. When Aragorn is crowned King of Gondor, you'd think his coronation would be all about him. However, he pays respects to the true heroes of Sauron's defeat. The last thing Frodo and his friends expected was a badge of honor, but with thousands in attendance, these young hobbits receive the ultimate mark of respect. It doubles as confirmation to fans that their heroes' struggles are over. Frodo and his friends served as the audience surrogate, so watching their big moment appeals to the hero in all of us.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Red finds Andhie, The Shawshank Redemption. Released from prison but missing his best friend, Red takes a leap of faith. Traveling across the border, he doesn't know what's in store. And with so many stop-start moments during the character's story, it's natural to assume that something might go wrong.
One day, when I got a long white beard and 2 or 3 marbles rolling around upstairs, they let me out.
Tell you where I'd go. To Rotten Hill.
But for once, things go just right. No last-minute twists and false promises, just a wholesome embrace to close out the film. A heartwarming reunion and a Morgan Freeman voiceover. How do you expect us not to cry?
I hope to see my friend and shake his hand. I hope the Pacific is as blue as it has been in my dreams.
But after witnessing Andhie and Red's agonizing experiences in Shawshank State Penitentiary, at least we're crying for the right reasons this time. Can you think of other movie moments that stole your heart away? Let us know in the comments.
Twine, there's 2 of me. I mean, 2 of us. This is like mind-boggling. Totally. Completely. Oh my god. Oh my god.
agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.